Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm real estate broker, record facility Realty brokerage. I'm your host. Tonight we're going to talk about it. What is on my mind? Real estate, because I am in real estate. This is on everybody's mind after stress test increase and opening up condition in the marketplace because majority of our citizens have in Ontario gotten the second vaccine. The market will open up. Those people who are holding up to buy the property, what they see in our third and fourth quarter. So demand for real estate in third and fourth quarter will continue to rise. And here are some reasons which I'm going to share with you, our viewers of Awaz Entertainment in Canada around the world. We continue to face shortage of supply because red tape in municipality to approved and give building permit will remain a challenge because supply is short already. I was talking to one of my agent working for my city realty brokerage. She said there was one offer competition on Lisgar community, and there were 25 offers registered. The challenge is the person listed price for $999, and potential is it will sell for maybe 1.4 and above. So that create a question, even though it's illegal for a seller and the real estate agent to list under price, but you have so many disappointed buyers who are not able to compete and win a bid. The reason for them is that they feel the proposed offering price is maybe the right price for the property. It is very deceiving, and this becoming a challenge. So imagine out of 24 or 25 offers, there is only one winner and there are 24 disappointed buyers. How they're going to react to real estate professional, even though it's legally perfect. But imagine the damage is being done to the industry, especially the real estate professional. So we have to be very careful. Come up with a realistic price based on the current market condition and list it if it's possible. So short supply will going to be a challenge, continuously challenge for real estate. There is an indication. I was watching a TRAB report by one of the CIBC professional who did a presentation. He said there are about 60,000 non-resident Canadian living in Hong Kong. They may be returning back to Canada. And imagine if those will be buying the property, what will happen? Majority of them probably be settled in either Vancouver or in Toronto GTA. And we already have a shortage of supplies. This will definitely have impact. If you are thinking the price will go down, it's not likely. So now, if these people will come back, and we have a shortage of residential right now, and we are getting competing offers, what will happen then? Now, there are also issue is that we have lots of thousands of foreign students who come to education or seek an appointment, whatever reason they're here. They are renting properties and they're growing in volumes. And obviously this will have impact on the demand for rental properties. So what has happened? Then the rental market, thus demand for residential unit will increase. Okay, in GTA and surrounding area. So these are we have to think about is, are we going to have a correction in the marketplace, or we have other stories? What's happening? Also, to the best of general information available, about over 400,000 immigrants will be coming next 1 year. And majority of them, at least 50% will stay in GTA or in Toronto, or maybe in Vancouver. And what happened with the supply? It will affect already our tight market condition because our inventory is already tight. So I'm just thinking you wear a thinking cap and you're thinking about that, oh, because of OFC rule, thing will change. But it's a supply and demand. If supply remains restricted and more people are coming, what do you think will happen to the housing prices? It's going to grow even more unaffordable for some first-time buyers. Now, for the buyer, be prepared for a rough ride. If you don't have a contingency plan, you have not saved money, and you have not prepared yourself to make a decision when was recommended by a realtor or professional to you, it doesn't seem that it's going to slow down in third and fourth quarter. So best thing is to make a decision where is possible. The other is that COVID has damaged our economy, damaged our deeply. And we are preparing to open up the market. There are service area, especially restaurant, those hospitality business. They're definitely going to grow very fast, and they're quick learner. And everybody is adopting, most of us in different fields are adopted and transform our economy or the way of business to a transformational, virtual. Whereas physically hospitality business like restaurant and other food serving industry, they need to open, and they are very quick in getting back to business because they are waiting for this time to come back, and majority of them have this industry will pick up. So what is expected? Demand for housing will rise, not decline in next third and fourth quarter, because there are indications are more immigrants are coming, demand for residential unit will rise, non-residents Canadian who are Canadian but they're non-resident are coming back to Canada for whatever reason, and service industry will help to bounce back our business economy. So this is very, very important for all of us to think about that we are in this circle where the shortage of supply of the properties or the inventory in the MLS system is big challenge. That means if you have to buy the property, you have to pay the price based on market condition. Also, because of COVID, cost of construction material has gone up, services has gone up, because logistic, gas, everything has gone up, food products have gone up. So obviously material construction, because majority of the manufacturing plant does not operate based on 100% capacity. Some economy has opened, whereas our economy continue to struggle with this. This comes to the point that we have to make sure that when we are choosing an economic zone where you want to live, buy and live, and in the area that you are interested to buy a property, make sure that you can afford it. Affordability is the issue. You need to get the mortgage approved, pre-approved, make sure you qualify. Lots of people are giving unconditional offers. There is a big challenge with that. When you are giving a unconditional offer without inspection, you don't know what's wrong with this property. You don't have any pre-approval, some kind of assessment. There is no appraisal done, especially conventional mortgage when you are putting more than 20% and you already have waived that condition And if the bank comes back to you and says, I'm not going to give you the price that you have negotiated, but I give you a mortgage maybe 100,000 less than that, and the buyer has to pay the difference. And if you already have a negotiated contract and you are not able to get financing, that difference of $100,000, for example, you will be paying from your pocket in order to close the deal. This is very, very important to make sure that you are covering. Now, how we have a COVID wave 1, 2, and now we're going through the third one. And as you know, the government has started a phase 1 where we are allowing certain level of opening up the economy with limitation, and we are observing all those conditions. Real estate was always allowed with restriction because we were essential services. So we did a lot of business. In fact, based on the history, the last report that I shared with you on my last Realty Coffee Talk, we're still doing much better than before. Obviously, in May, it declined from almost 365% to 160% from the last month to this month for the same period in 2020 versus May 2021. But still, we are in a rise. Price is going up. Average prices are still going up. So, are we doing? People are taking risk. We are taking risk, and productivity will increase, as we have learned that pandemic has really not affected real estate value and activities. We have a little bit shock in the beginning last year, but then we transform ourselves how to conduct our business. Our regulator, Real Estate Council of Ontario, our Canadian Real Estate Association, Ontario Real Estate Association, our Mississauga Board, Toronto Real Estate Regional Board, everybody assisted real estate professional to handle things carefully, protecting consumer against any coronavirus or spread of coronavirus, as well as looking after the needs of our client, buyer and seller. We adopted new method of how to buy and sell real estate property. So we did not affect too much, but the other industry did have infected our people. And this is why we have now learned to adopt new technology. So therefore, we are more productive. And I'm sure in all other industry, where people have used this technology to enhance capability, they are able to produce more. They don't need to go to the office to spend money, rent a building, or company has to let it go of the big buildings, and the employees are still delivering the services. So we are adopting the new technology and transformation. Therefore, business is happening. In fact, I tell you, we have done more deal in real estate in this pandemic than before, because all virtual tours and displays, sharing of information, showing the property through Zoom is being done virtually. So we are more accessible to our client and customer to help them to understand what's going on and how we can help them. This is why it's very, very important for you to understand that the main thing is to do with the supply and demand in real estate. Shortage of supply, we have to focus. Our elected members, municipal, mayor, city councilor, federal government, all those have to approve a system to make sure when the builder comes to them for planning, for approval of the building permit, they expedite the process. Because of course, the more supply come in the market, the price will balance out. Our Bank of Canada has not change the interest rate. It is very unlikely that they will change any rate in this year, 2021. Most likely indications are toward 2022 and fourth quarter, or maybe 2023, there will be a rise. There will be a lot of pressure from the banks and other economies to increase the interest rate, which creates a little bit momentum. But right now, we don't see that. If that is not happening, that means we will be seeing the prices rising rather than going down. So that why would the bank will change the interest rate at this moment? Our economy needs stimulus package. Federal government is pouring out billions of dollars. They're still providing support to people who are struggling to pay the bills. So they are printing dollars. We owe $1 trillion now, or over $1 trillion. Somebody has to pay for it. I was watching one of the conferences. They're saying is no government wants to pay your debt because it's going to pass on to our future generation. So this is what we are facing right now. This is the reality. How can we do that? This is going to happen. It's happening. Now people are taking risk. They're buying the properties. If they can afford it, they have saved money. They're qualified more. They're qualified. They can handle their finances, and they're buying the properties. As I mentioned earlier program, 25 offers on one house, over $400,000 sold. I don't know exact figure, but it's over. So when you are listing a property for $1 million and selling 1.4, there's something wrong. Somebody either is playing a lot of fun with the realtors and the buyers. On the other side, if the buyer who bought the property, maybe he will not give a deposit back out, or he won't be able to close it. Maybe the bank revisit them and say, okay, this property is only 1.2 million. Who's going to pay with 200,000? These are the challenges we face, and people are taking risk. And then what's happened? I can tell you, when our service industry, hotel, restaurants will open, it will stimulate the economy and things will get better and better. I think our economy will improve, our GDP will improve, our inflation will go a little better, control and manageable. And we don't want to par our dollar with the US economy, because our economy also contingent about export. We buy things, we produce things, we export things that create job, economy, and also create jobs. Manufacturing side is both affected in this pandemic because they were locked down because of COVID. So this is all have to do together with this. Now in this pandemic environment, when we are doing this multiple offers and everything, most important thing is vulnerable clients. How as a real estate profession you feel your client is vulnerable when they are competing and bidding in this situation? Think about that. Very important. We must protect our client. We tell our buyer client or seller client certain things you cannot do because you are vulnerable. If you're dealing with a senior, you have to follow certain protocol. I'm a senior real estate specialist, certified senior serving seniors. It's very, very important that we are taking precaution. Privacy law is very important to protect the information of your client. Cybersecurity is a big other challenge. How our data that we are keeping under this environment is protected. We follow the private policy by PETA that give you clear guidance when to collect and how much information you need to collect to do your job. And make sure you give accessibility to your client if they demand of your policy and your protocol, maintaining and securing private information. It's an important parcel of being a real estate professional that we deal with our client day and night. It's very, very important. Now, the other thing is interest rate. Again, we come back. Yes, that gives you advantage. We're able to take a bigger mortgage because of interest rate. The question is when you take a mortgage, a bigger mortgage, are you going to have a regular income, whether you're an employee or a self-employed, to carry on the mortgage? Number two, do you have sufficient funds to look after the needs of your family? Make sure you have enough money to pay for your children's education. This is very important. Your insurance, car insurance, home insurance, food expenses, medicine, special need, training. These are part and parcel with know your client. How much you know about your client? He or she, can she afford it? Or she understand this particular house that you're buying is suitable for your client? Are you doing that assessment? There are not written guidelines sometimes, but it's a common sense. In mortgage, you have a suitable, know your client is one item. You need to know your client. The other thing is suitability of the product. I mean, the financing that you're arranging, is it suitable for your client? Similarly, it applies in real estate. Do you know your client? Their ability to buy a mortgage, get a mortgage, the ability to buy a house that you're putting an offer. Do they have financing? Is their mortgage pre-approved? Do you have set aside funds for the home inspection, closing costs? I'm just giving you some point. Or contingency funds. What would happen that you go to the property, you weigh the condition, and then you on closing, you found out something was wrong in the flooring, or your ceiling started leaking, and you have to spend $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 to replace your roof, or replace your appliances in the kitchen or laundry room or whatever. You got to have a contingency plans. That's just called knowing your client. And then suitability, because each house you buy and assist may have a different values. If you're talking about a high-end house, the cost of renovation and maintenance is a high end. And is this product that you are choosing, the house you're choosing, is it suitable for your client based on the financial condition and needs of your client? It's very, very important to know that. This is why we are trained professional. We do continuing education with Realty Council of Ontario to maintain our license. And many of us have a lot of designation, specialized designation. I'm an FRI with Real Estate Institute of Canada. I'm a CIPS with NAR, Certified International Property Specialist. SRES, CRES, SRS, ABR, EMD, OPD. These are all additional education to make sure I can serve my client better and deliver them a valuable service. So you are watching Realty Coffee Talk and Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. If you are a builder, or you're a developer, or a plumber, or an electrician, or real estate brokerage, or realtor, mortgage broker, insurance company, a lawyer, if you wish to advertise on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world, you can call Samina Jabeen at 416-786-9809 and tell her that you're a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk, and they will give you a special discount, because we have now reached multi-million viewers around the world, and is available on Awaz ENT 580 in global IPT TV, also on satellite and cable network in Canada, around the world. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back to you, and we continue what's on my mind. It is real estate. Tahir Qureshi, we'll get back to you.
पाकिस्तान का सबसे मशहूर extra long grain Mughal basmati rice, available in both white and Sela. Home delivery is available, subject to minimum order and radius. Also available at your neighborhood fresh cold. मजीद मालूमात के लिए आज ही कांटेक्ट करें 5146630480 पर, या ऑर्डर करें हमारे फेसबुक से। बनाए ये रमजान और भी खास मुगल बासमती के साथ द प्रीमियम चॉइस फॉर प्रीमियम टेस्ट। 2020 का लाजवाब ऑफर, जहां हम 0% फाइनेंसिंग पर आपकी मनपसंद कार दे रहे हैं, फ्री विंटर टायर्स, और साथ ही हम मुफ्त ऑयल चेंज भी दे रहे हैं, वो भी उम्र भर के लिए। अभी आएं और इस लाजवाब ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। जल्दी करें, आपका खुशामदीद हमारे आउटलेट में, जो कि 60 क्विंट्स प्लेट ड्राइव एट इंटरसेक्शन क्लोज टू हाईवे 27 एंड रेक्सडेल अपोजिट टू वुडबाइन रेस ट्रैक। जल्द से जल्द इस ऑफर का लुत्फ लें। आज ही कॉल करें सुनील अग्रवाल को 647-703-0218। आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट आपके लिए लाया है एक नई सीरीज तमाशा।
तुम बताओ, तुमने क्या खाया?
कौरमा।
पहला एपिसोड देखना ना भूलिए 21 जून को। दुनिया एक तमाशा है और हम भी वही तमाशा दिखाएंगे जो आप देखना चाहते हैं।
तुम्हें कुछ पता भी है तुम्हारा बेटा किन चक्करों में पड़ा है?
देखना ना भूलिए तमाशा, हर पीर दोपहर 4:30 बजे। देखिए खेल की आवाज हर पीर शाम 7 बजे। आज की बात समीना जबीन के साथ हर मंगल रात 8 बजे। इस्लाम इन मॉडर्न टाइम हर मंगल और जुमा शाम 6 बजे। कनेडियन मोज़ेक हर बुध रात 8 बजे। रियलिटी कॉफी टॉक हर जुमेरात शाम 7 बजे। टुनाइट टॉक हर जुमा शाम 7 बजे। देखिए तकरार, कीजिए तकरार समीना जबीन के साथ हर रोज रात 9 बजे और रिपीट सुबह 9 बजे। आप देख रहे हैं आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट, आवाज आपकी, चैनल हमारा, जुड़िए हमसे।
Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm a broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. Brokerage, and I'm your host. We are in a COVID wave 3. Ontario government is put us in phase 1, where businesses start opening with certain health restriction. And we are very hopeful that very soon everyone will have a second dose of vaccine and our industry will open. I got mine a couple of days ago. I got a little bit side effect and I'm feeling a little bit better today. And hopefully everybody will be safe. We continue still to monitor it. The projections are in September, we should be okay to open the market, and it's very, very important that we all be careful. We have developed habits now. We adopted new technology. We change our attitude and behavior, and now we are more adaptable to any changing environment that will happen in the future. So we are going to make sure that everything is done. So one thing, we were watching a TREB presentation with Lisa Patel and one of the specialists from CIBC. He mentioned that the private sector people have accumulated over $1 billion that needs to be invested. And can you believe it? People have cash sitting in their bank over $100 billion right here in Canada. And they need to be investing it somewhere. So they're waiting for this COVID to go through the system so they can start investing it. And not personal, private sector, corporations, they have approximately 150 billion waiting for to be invested. So total of $200 billion, $200 billion. If that money is invested, I hope perhaps probably in real estate. But if this money is invested in our business, definitely we will stimulate the economy. This is a cash sitting in the bank. As they say, high risk, high reward. So if those investors are waiting, I'm encouraging them to go out, buy some real estate property. There are 129,000 real estate professionals in Canada waiting for you to act immediately, because we have adopted new technology. We are prepared. We can serve anywhere in Canada. Call me, I can help you, because I have a network not only in Canada through my FRI, REIZ, but also globally through CIPS. I'm your gateway to global connectivity for real estate. We have adopted new way of business, and we did communication conferences. We have talked to more clients and more people before we did pre-COVID. And cost of operation has gone down because we are able to virtually do a lot of business. This is why it's very important that we have, we are able to economize our real business. So we also have created more team chemistry, collaborative efforts, cooperation with fellow realtors and real estate professionals, and also our client, because indirect, online direct investment or connecting with people, we adopted new method, information technology, intelligence technology. We are dealing with so many things, and we're doing it faster than before. Risk is minimized. You are signing at the convenience of your home, and your agreement is being sent to you. You are able to share with your family or your lawyer. You can review it before you sign it. And you don't need to come to my office. I don't have to come to you. Everything is done virtually, even listing, even BRAs, showing the property virtually. So we adopted these clients to serve our client so many ways. We, as you can see, now almost 99% work is done virtually. There are some requirement for you to be present, to show your IDs and critical things that necessary to make sure that we're dealing. Because when you are dealing virtually, there are multiple challenges in terms of privacy information, because your information is being shared electronically. Sometimes the cyber attack will detect that information. So firms are adopting new technology and transformation to protect your privacy. Sometimes dealing with the clients, if they are seniors, vulnerable, we take extra precaution to protect them. I am a senior real estate professional from NAR, and obviously I have a license in broker of record for City Realty in Ontario. I have this license I deal with the seniors because they need a special attention and care when dealing with them, because there's a consent issues, approval, power attorney, many things involved with it, helping them out to downsize from where they are and dispose of their properties. This is why it's very important. And you cannot send an electronics document to a senior, 80 plus years, and he or she cannot understand them. So you have to talk to the family and make sure that you are doing the right thing. And if you are a senior real estate specialist, you know how to follow them, your rules and policies. Again, let's revamp this again about what's on my mind is real estate. Can I buy a property? Should I buy a property in this quarter or next quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter? Yes, of course you do. But get your financing in order. Get your mortgage approved. Try to get, if you don't want to give condition to the offer, make sure, take an inspector, get permission, do the inspection of the property. Yes, if you are so desperate to like a property, then it's worth spending $300-400 for your inspection before you put an offer. If your offer is accepted, at least you have peace of mind, your property has been inspected by an inspector, your own inspector. Sometimes sellers are offering a pre-inspection report from a professional. So those professionals are licensed to give you a report. You can rely upon them if you feel that this is a good report, or you can get somebody else to do it for you. This is very important. As I mentioned, there are about 60,000 non-resident Canadian will be coming back. It's going to create a problem. There are more than 400,000 immigrants coming next 1 year, second, first, third, and fourth quarter, and beyond that. They're going to cause a problem, shortage of supply. We already have a problem. We have students, they are already coming on visas, and their intent is to get to training and stay here in Canada, get immigration. So those already causing problem, shortage of housing here, there will be need for more and more rental units. There is no question about that. Now, this is why I do not anticipate there will be a decline of housing. In fact, there will be more demand of housing because of new immigrations, non-resident returning home, students, and also short supply of housing in the province of Ontario, because we live and I practice in the province of Ontario. So these are the things that you have to prepare, make sure you calculate the risk. You get your mortgage. If you want, not only getting the mortgage or getting paying the first mortgage, you have made a commitment for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year fixed or variable. If you take a variable, you run the risk. If you have a fixed income, as you know, I am a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. I license number 13241. I can give you guidance because I'm a licensed as a mortgage principal broker. So it's very, very important for you to look at your income, look at your asset, and look at credit report, credit worthiness, because bank look at this. Can you verify your income? The assessed value of your property is appropriate when you're creating an asset. What are your deficits? How much debt you have? They look at all your debt, all your asset, and they come up and see what is the net worth of you after paying all the liability. And they also look at the notice of assessment from CRA. And most importantly, they look at your credit report to see if you've been a credible person. That means you're paying your mortgages or all payment, not mortgage, but Visa card, MasterCard, credit card, Walmart card, or whatever, Home Depot card. They're all reported to credit bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion, or other institutions if there is any. If you are delinquent on one payment for $5,000 or $10,000 or $2,000 or $500, how do you expect a bank or a lender to give you $500,000 mortgage or $700,000 mortgage? They take even Rogers. If you don't pay your bill, they report your credit every month to the credit bureaus. So if you don't pay the bill, they're going to show up on your credit bureau report. Why is very important to check those things out. Buy your monthly report. Or once in a while, 3 months, get a credit report from Equifax and TransUnion. If you're applying for a student loan for your son or a daughter or any other thing that you want to do, it's very, very important. The common part and parcel with it. Buying a house is a very big amount, which is the biggest financial decision you will make in your life. That will impact you and your family for the rest of your life if you make a decision that does not coincide with your strategy and budget. So always prepare your budget before you put an offer. So you have calculated the risk, you can handle it, and make sure you have a good income and verifiable income. And also you continue to work. If you're self-employed, make sure your several years you have an income is coming out. Because people have adopted new way of doing business now. Some businesses will be never coming back, and some are growing tremendously. So these are the things you have to watch as a professional to make sure each business, each profession, income will affect economy. And I'm very hopeful with our service industry, restaurant, hotel, they're going to start opening up, and it's going to really stimulate our economy very well. And we will have more buyers coming in the market to buy property in GTA, around GTA, or further going west, because affordability has become an issue, and it's going to become a greater issue The federal government has some programs. They are giving some funding to municipalities and various building improvement program for 10 years. I believe they allocated $10 billion for 10 years. So always be prepared when you are jumping into a bidding war or buying a property. Prices are not declining. Demand for house is increasing. Shortage of supply is the cause of this affordability crisis that we're facing today. I request all of you to write to your member of parliament, member of provincial parliament, city councillor, and mayors, and tell them they need to expedite the approval process for the builders and federal government to create policies that nobody can deprive or create fictitious shortage of supply of units in the marketplace, because flow of new construction is very slow. And this is why, is because of red tape and how it takes to approve and give a building permit. So you are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. If you wish to advertise on Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment, I request all of you who are builder, developer, mortgage agent, real estate agent, brokerages, lawyer, insurance, to call Samina Jabin at 416-786-9809 and tell them you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. You can watch this on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, simultaneously, and also Awaz ENT 580 IPTV in Canada, around the world. We thank you very much for watching. I hope that you like the program. If you have any comment or you have any question, please feel free to give me a call. My number is 416-451-3489, or visit my website, city-pro.net. Again, thank you very much for watching. Realty Coffee Talk programs comes on Awaz Entertainment every Thursday at 7 p.m. So we'll see you next time on next Thursday at 7 p.m. I take this opportunity on behalf of Awaz Entertainment Realty Coffee Talk to thank our all health staff, doctors and nurses, paramedic, police officer, security forces, our armed forces. We salute them for their dedication and commitment and sacrifices to protect fellow citizens. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Thank you very much for watching. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye for now.